What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic. And I want to talk about this Kimora situation because if you guys don't know, over the weekend, Kimora had a house fire. And so a lot of people are finding that to be particularly odd, given the fact of everything that's going on with Diddy and Kimora's connections to people who were affiliated with Diddy, as far as Kim Porter, Erica Kennedy, and just the overall fact that Kimora had a presence within the hip hop game, being married to Russell and being around Diddy, very often. Now, before we get knee deep and start to expound further in regards to the suspicious house fire that took place at Kimora's house over the weekend, I do want to bring you guys up to speed on what's going on with Diddy. Now, what's interesting about this dynamic is the fact that you have a former employee that worked for the Daily Mail, which is a huge news network, that leaked information that implied that Christina, who is Diddy's chief of staff, communicated that Diddy was contemplating fleeing the country. And it's also been said that Diddy and Christina has since fallen out. And it's also been expressed to me to not be surprised if Christina just ups and leaves Diddy and starts talking about everything that's going on with him. It's really that bad behind the scenes, I've been told. And like I said, my information is coming from a credible plug, somebody that used to be a beat writer himself for a major publication. Now let's move along and talk about the situation that transpired with Kimora. So basically, what I find interesting is the fact that when Kimora took to Instagram to talk about the situation that happened over the weekend with the fire, she didn't talk about what happened or how it started. You can see pictures and it looked like it started in the fireplace, right? And she just thanked the fact that the firefighters did what they had to do, and she was just so happy to be alive, right? Now, what I find highly suspect about this particular situation is the fact that Kimora lives in LA. And when I took a look at the temperature over the weekend, as far as the weather is concerned, it was like 64 to 70 degrees each day. So why was the fireplace on? I mean, I just find that odd. Drop down in the comments if you find that odd too. Now, this is the thing. That's her house. She could turn her fireplace on if it's 100 degrees outside. That's her business. That's her prerogative. But the fact that there's no mention of how this fire started, and the fact that Kimora and the news publications are being a bit evasive about the information surrounding it, lets me know that there's either something fishy going on, or Kimora is embarrassed about what happened that caused that fire. Now, what I'm going to do right here is play you guys a couple of clips, and then I'll be back to close the video.
Okay, y'all, so we have a little bit of an interesting plot twist that just happened. So shout out to my mutual Decadent Sweets for DMing me this, because originally I didn't see it. This is interesting. Now, obviously, I say this on every video that's concerning anything legal. I am not a lawyer. I am not giving any legal advice yet. This has become interesting, but not really. So Kimora Simmons just shared on social media that her house caught fire. She shared this earlier today. This news article was posted 5:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She shared this on her social media, and this is the exact picture posted on her social media page. So from the looks of it, it looks like maybe her fireplace caught fire, which could be possible, but this is a little bit too interesting. Now, legally, once again, I am not a lawyer. I am not giving legal advice yet. This doesn't appear to be a coincidence. Like, allegedly. This allegedly does not appear to be a coincidence, because out of all the years that your fireplace could have caught fire, it is the year that Diddy has allegations. Like this, you know me, or y'all know me. The minute my mutual sent me this, my wheels start spinning. I'm asking deeper questions now, because once again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice yet. But if I was a lawyer, my first rule of question is, number one, stuff like that, depending on when celebrities go through things, they typically like to share, like, oh, shout out to the LA fire department. Shout out to them for saving this baby from a building. Like, that's not lost on me. What's lost on me is the fact that only, like, was it just the fireplace that was caught on fire? And if so, out of all the years for it to have some sort of freak accident, it's the year Diddy has allegations. Like, why? And I would want to further look into, well, number one, it looks like from the fireplace, that's pure wood from the looks of it. But then again, I don't know how, allegedly Kimora's house is built. I'm gonna have no idea what her square footage is or what it looks like. But from the looks of that picture, I don't think that, like, I don't foresee an electrical fire happening. Like, is this just me? Is it just me? Because are y'all thinking what I'm thinking? So with me thinking what I'm thinking, y'all know I did my research. Now, keep in mind, Kimora lives in the state of California. And from the looks of that home, or her home, which I could be wrong, but we're just going off of pictures here, her house seems to be newly updated. And normally, what appears to be a mantle is prefabricated fireplace models. In the state of California, regulations require builders to choose from either two of the following prefab fireplace models. You have B-vent, that's gas model, and then direct vent, which requires normally an exterior or a chimney. Where y'all see a chimney? And mind you, keep in mind, I am not a contractor, so I could be totally off base here. But that seems like a mantle. And let me show you what a mantle looks like. Now, this is a mantle. This is normally what a mantle fireplace looks like. Normally for the California building code, it's not as pressing, but you typically see mantles in older homes. Not roughly new ones. And if they are typically new, like I said, the state of California has regulations. You have to have two forms of vents. So what happened? But like I said, I am not a lawyer. I am not giving any legal advice yet. But if I was a lawyer, my spidey senses tell me something in this milk ain't clean.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. Kimora Simmons took to social media to post about her house catching on fire this weekend. Let's get into it. In her post, she says, "My house caught fire. The kids and I are all fine. I cannot express enough my deepest gratitude to the numerous battalions, ladders, and units that attended to us for many hours today and quite possibly saved our lives. Please pay attention." From the pictures, it looks as though the fire possibly started in the fireplace, which is really crazy because you just don't hear about that. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but you just don't hear about it often. And so I asked my ex, who's a firefighter, what causes a fire to start in a fireplace? And he said that if the temperature in the flute, which is the space inside of the chimney, if that temperature is high enough and the creosote buildup is thick enough, then it can catch fire, or the creosote can catch fire. Now, the creosote is the thick, dark stuff that builds up from wood-burning fires in fireplaces. Now, this is all very interesting because Kimora says that the firefighters possibly saved their lives, her and her children. Now, that's really crazy because at the end of the day, we already know that Kimora's best friend, Kim Porter, passed away under suspicious circumstances, and that recently Kimora is allegedly one of the people who wanted Kim's death reinvestigated, and then the initial coroner, Ed Winter, turned up deceased under unspecified natural causes. Kimora was also best friends with Erica Kennedy, the author of the book Bling, who unfortunately passed away in 2012, and her cause of death has never been announced. Now, due to the timing of all of this, as soon as the information came out that her house had caught fire, many people on social media were speculating, and some said that there was one name that came to mind as soon as they heard the news. Well, I have no idea what that name is or who would want something like that to happen to Kimora Simmons, but
you don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
At the end of the day, I'm just extremely glad that Kimora and all of her children are fine, and that those firefighters did such a diligent job and putting out that fire.
All right, so you guys just heard that, and I agree with both women and their perspectives on the situation. Something is just not right. I have my reservations, especially when I take into account what happened to me this past Sunday when somebody showed up to my house posing to be a police officer, coupled with all the threatening emails that I'm receiving behind the scenes. And it's never been this bad until I started talking about this situation dealing with Diddy and this lawsuit that Cassie filed against him. And then on top of that, I've had people to email me accusing me of talking to Kimora behind the scenes, and I've never had a conversation with her. But ultimately, I'm happy that Kimora and her family are safe. I just hope that Kimora does not stay quiet if she feels like something sinister went down. You know, if you feel like something is wrong and you are under attack, just speak out. Go ahead and put it out there, because I don't want anything to happen to Kimora and her children and her family for that matter. But anyway, I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what's going down, what you feel about this situation. Do you think that Diddy has something to do with this? Let a brother know. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.